want to go back now to something that you said in the context of institutions and why institutional economics matters. You said that at the center of all this about talk about social operating systems is entrepreneurship. What is so special about entrepreneurs?
Well, entrepreneurs are responsible for material progress at the end of the day. I mean, entrepreneurship is, and it's a term that can be overly broad and overly vague, and can be misused by a lot of people. But my conception of what an entrepreneur does is pushes forward different ways of doing things to satisfy human needs and wants. And there aren't a lot of people who can actually do that very well. I mean, to really push forward change. And so it can be in the form of people who develop new technologies that we use that change how we work or how we go about our lives. It can be people who push forward new business models, new ways of doing business, new social arrangements. It doesn't have to be even in the business space. It could be in the realm of social entrepreneurship too. But this is how material progress advances. And there are all sorts of entrepreneurially inclined people. One interesting question from the institutional standpoint is, well, what do those people gravitate toward? Do they gravitate toward productive, what I would call productive entrepreneurship, which is creating goods and services that actually enhance wealth and build wealth? Or do they channel their considerable energies and creative talents into destructive forms of entrepreneurship, whether it's extracting rents from other people, or which I think is a big problem that you see in the developing world, for example, where you still have people who they may be natural sort of entrepreneurs, but their incentive structure is such that their entrepreneurial energies are channeled toward either preserving the status quo or towards wealth minimizing activities that may make them wealthy, but that make society less wealthy overall. And so the entrepreneurs are at the heart of it. They're at the heart of all material progress, or when they're channeled in the wrong way. And you even see that in the United States, where you have sort of political entrepreneurs who use the state to curry favor, to sort of crony capitalism. That's not wealth enhancing. That's wealth reducing. So the institutional mix in which any society's entrepreneurs operate is critical for the long-term, material success of a society.
Absolutely. And in fact, thinking about the idea of channeling the institutional framework, channeling productive behavior versus predatory behavior, for example, most pronounced in the developing world, but also kind of crony capitalism we get here. It really leads to a problem, I think, especially in the developing world, where people are unable to distinguish between cronyism on the one hand and entrepreneurship on the other. So they see rich people as a class, even though there's a very, very bright distinction between crony capitalists and entrepreneurs.